Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. In this video I want to talk about adding some shadows and highlights with our color palette here. So we've already set up our color palette, hopefully using the trick where we put our color palette in and we use our tints and shades to select our highlights and shadow values. So I have my color palette set up right here, and I went ahead and added that in by selecting all of my swatches here and hitting that folder icon and adding that whole set in. So there, I have it right there. Okay, let's test this out for a second. So what I'm going to recommend is once you kind of have all of your base colors on here, is you go ahead, and I have this layer right here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of it. So I can right click on it. Nope, can't right click on it. I can go right here and say duplicate so that you have a backup of your layer in case you mess something up. So let's talk about two ways to add color. I'm going to go ahead and take the helmet right here, and I want to add a highlight to the top and maybe a shadow to the bottom. So the first way is we can actually use shapebuilder right here. So if I take shapebuilder, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this by holding the Alt key, and I'm going to drag this down, and I'm going to get this lined up right here. I know it's a little hard to see, but let's zoom in. So I want this overlap part to be the highlight part of my project. So with this piece right here, I'm going to go ahead and hold Shift and pick the other piece. So I have both pieces selected. Now I'm going to grab shapebuilder, and I'm simply going to click on the piece that I want to make the highlight. That's the only part I'm going to click on. So one click, and now I'm going to go back. I'm going to take this piece that I moved and just drag that over here, save that for a minute. And now I have two pieces here. I've sliced that up into two pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to make that my light value of this color, which I believe is right there. So now I've got the light value of that color. Let's kind of do the same thing for the lower portion. So I'm going to take the same shape that I had right here. I'm going to line those two up, and I want this shadow area to be dark. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to click on this part, shapebuilder, and click on the part that I want to be the shadow. And I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this piece at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that piece. And now I'm going to click on the part that I want to be the shadow down here. Click on the shadow area, and now I have created a nice little flat highlight and a shadow on this robot. So you can do that anywhere. Let's repeat that one more time. Maybe down below here, let's say I want to take this piece and create a little bit of a highlight over on the side. I'll hold Alt, and I'm going to drag it like that. Hold Shift, select both pieces, shapebuilder, click on the piece I want, and let's go ahead, and at this point I'll just get rid of this extra piece. And now I'm going to click on the new piece that I just made and make that my highlight value right here. And now I've got a little bit of a highlight added to that robot. Now keep in mind you have separated these into two separate pieces with shapebuilder, but that is something that you can do. All right, I'm going to show you one other technique that you can use with a new tool here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this lower portion right here, and I'm going to use the knife tool. So if you go to the eraser and then click and hold, you can get the knife tool. The knife tool right here works to slice a shape up. Now it has a little bit of a mind of its own, so it's hard to control exactly what you want to do, but the key is you need to have the object selected. So I have just this circle selected, and I'm going to go ahead and start fully outside. I'm going to drag this across, and I'm going to say I want this whole thing right here to be in shadow. And that kind of has the same effect. And now if I click off of that, I have sliced that into two pieces, very similar to what you do with the shapebuilder tool. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this one and make that my shadow value. You could do the same thing for a highlight. If I want to click on, let's say, this piece right here, and I'm going to go ahead and take the knife tool, and let's say I want to make a highlight right across this side. I'm going to go ahead and start all the way on the outside, slice this across, and now I have two separate pieces. I can click on the top piece, choose my highlight color, and there we go. So you can use the knife tool as well. The only thing with the knife tool is you do have to slice all the way through the object. If I go back over here and I try this on this one, let's say I want to make a shadow over here, and I go like this, but I don't get all the way through the object. it's going to cut, but I don't have two separate shapes. So I really can't select just that part. I've only made a line through here and it doesn't actually go all the way through. So that's really important to remember about the knife tool. If you want to use it, you need to slice from one edge all the way through to the other edge. And once you do that, then you can go ahead and change the color of the object. So two different ways to add shadows and highlights to your project. You can either use shapebuilder and duplicate your shape, select the part where it overlaps to create the shadow or the highlight, or you can go ahead and select the part that you want, take the knife tool, drag the knife tool across the shape that you want, and slice that up so that you could add the shadow or the highlight to the part that you want right there. So two different ways to add some flat color to your project. Go ahead and explore both those ways. Again, I'm going to recommend that we do this on a new layer. That way, in case you do something terribly wrong, you always have your backup color that has just the flat colors on it. All right, good luck. I'll see you in the next video.